we'll see why it's important later, but I'd like to introduce the mutual information and show how to calculate it. So, in a DMC, the mutual information between channel inputs X and channel outputs Y. So channel inputs X in the alphabet SX and channel inputs Y in the alphabet SY is given by, or is written capital I X semicolon Y, like so. There's the notation, and is calculated X semicolon Y is equal to the entropy of X plus the entropy of Y minus H of X and Y jointly. Furthermore, the capacity of a channel. Now, if you'll look here, you'll notice that the discrete memberless channel. What does that give us? It gives us P of X given, P of Y given X. In order to deal with P of Y given X, in order to calculate this term, actually in order to calculate any of these terms, we can start with P of Y and X, like so. This is related to P of Y given X, like so. P of Y given X times P of X is equal to P, Y, and X. So, where is P of X? Where does that come in? Is that part of the channel? Not really. So P of X, if you think about it, that's the probability of selecting any particular symbol at the input of the channel. So in fact, this is up to the designer. It's up to the user. That's probably a better way to say it. So in other words, the channel is given to us. The channel is probability of Y given X. That's provided by nature, and we don't get to play with that. P of X. It's the user's job to design the encoder, and P of X is a property of the encoder. P of X is the probability of any particular symbol being applied to the channel. So clearly, these quantities are a function of P of X. I have to explicitly use P of X to calculate this term. I use P of X to calculate this term because in order to calculate this, I need P of Y, and P of Y is the integral, this is discrete, so it's the sum over X of P of Y given X, P of X, so that's a function of P of X, and so is this. In order to calculate this, I need to know P of X as well. So all of these terms are actually a function of P of X, and the particular setting of P of X has a profound impact on the value of mutual information. So this sets up an optimization problem that we'll see later. The user's job is to design an encoder to satisfy a particular P of X that maximizes this expression. And if the user does his or her job properly, the result is capacity. The information capacity of the channel is given by C, which is the max over all possible P of x of I of x given y. So physically, what do these quantities mean? Given P of x,
Excuse me.
Yes.
Do we maximize the I of x and y, whichever px maximizes that?
correct, but we're returning the maximum value of I, where the maximum is taken over all possible P of x. So given P of x, I of x and y is the highest data rate for which reliable, i.e. probability of error going to 0, communication is possible. So, because I then take I of x, y and maximize over P of x, and P of x is something that the user gets to decide, then capacity, C, is the maximum reliable data rate. And the measure here is, in either case, it's in bits, message bits per channel use. Message bits, what is that? That's so let's think about that. Message bits are well, we have this set of messages W. So the number of bits in the message is basically the entropy of the message generating process. So the number of message bits is equal to the entropy of the message process. Now, from now on, from this moment on, we're going to assume that all of the messages are equiprobable. If all of the messages from 1 to m are equiprobable, what is the entropy?
0.
No. That's if all the probability mass is on one element. If they're all equiprobable, that's maximum entropy, which is what? It's actually log 2 of m. So if the messages are equiprobable, HW is equal to log 2 of the number of messages. So basically that's the number of bits you need to express any particular message. Oh, I should, yeah, so basically I'm expressing everything, I'm expressing information in terms of bits. So that means the base of my log is 2, and basically I'm calculating the number of message bits per channel used.